So, I know it took me way too long to realize this, but what I originally wanted to do with the channel is basically impossible. I wanted to do a kind of diary of the projects I'm working on for uni and what I'm doing with them and how I'm working on them and stuff. But I realized that won't be possible. That is because when I'm working on the projects, I just don't have enough time to also work on the YouTube videos. And when I have time for the YouTube videos, there aren't any projects to work on. Also, I have now completed the sixth semester, so there aren't any projects anymore that I have to work on. All things considered, that's good and bad at the same time. Because I definitely want to continue making YouTube videos, but they will be a very different style, and I think you are going to enjoy them. But it's also important to keep in mind that this YouTube channel is just for me, and that I'm just doing the videos I want to make and I would like to see. So, yeah, I'm going to make videos that I'm personally interested in. This video is the last time I'm going to talk about uni projects. I'm going to show you the projects I made in the sixth semester and how they turned out. And then later I'm going to talk a little bit about what kind of videos you can expect in the future. So I'm going to start by showing you what I've worked on recently. Let's go. The interesting thing about this semester is that it was way shorter than the others. Usually, the semester would start in February and go all the way to July. But in this semester, you would usually write your bachelor thesis. So it is way shorter to give you more time to work on it. So this semester really only went from February to May, which is less than 3 months. So we obviously didn't have time to do a lot of projects. So we just had 3 this time. Of those 3, there's only one that's worth even showing you, because the other ones were very theoretical. So we had to plan the marketing for an app, and we had to plan the project development, but that's not really interesting for you. I can show you what we worked on very shortly, but the only really interesting thing is the other one, which was basically creating a portfolio website for ourselves. That means that everyone had to create their own website, which would be used to highlight that person's portfolio. So what they have done and what knowledge they have and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you mine and a little bit of how I worked on it. And yeah. Before I show you the interesting project, which is the portfolio, I quickly want to show you the other 2 projects we've also worked on. The first is an app called Mindful Me, which is a kind of self-help, mental health app. The concept of the app isn't really relevant because we just had to have a concept so we can plan the social media marketing around it. Here you can see the basic stuff we planned. This is for the app itself, and here you can see stuff relating to the strategy. Here you can see posts we planned for the app, for the different social media accounts, and here you can see them all together. It's not really that interesting. It's one of the 3 projects we've worked on. The other is our project management project, which is another app called OmniView, which is kind of a game search and social media app. It's kind of not really defined, but it's also not that important how the app works because we mostly had to do the project management, which you can see here. We had to generally get a concept of the app and then just plan the app, like the elevator pitch and what to do with it, persona, stakeholder, how the project would go, and budget and risk analysis and stuff like that. It's also not that interesting, but kind of cool. The last part, and in my opinion the coolest, is this. This is what I created for my portfolio, and it's really interesting because it is a game of Snake that you can play. It's just a basic game of Snake. You can just play it. You can eat the yellow things to get longer, and it works. Yeah, you can play it with the arrow keys or with WASD. And if you want to learn, for example, about me, you can eat this point and then those ones, and then you can see text about me where you can just learn stuff. And then you can use the black dot at the bottom to go back to the main menu. And here you can now go to projects, and you will see the last games we've worked on. There's always 3 screenshots and a little text that describes the game. Yeah, so those are the last 3 games we've worked on at uni. And then you can go back again and then go to Reach Me, and there you will find some of my social media and my mail. And it's really neat because you can explore the whole website just with one game of Snake if you are good enough. And it has some special features. For example, if you hold shift, it's going to go slower in case you need to hit something. If you eat yourself, you die, obviously. If you hit a wall, you also die. And there are a lot of like small stuff. For example, if the snake spawns in the left corner or the left side of the screen, it will always start by going right. And if it spawns right, it will always start by going left. And if you scroll down, you can see my privacy policy, which is just some basic generated stuff. It's not that interesting, but it's just, you need it if you have a website. And you can also see my contact information. And that's it. This is all coded in JavaScript, and that was the first time I ever worked with JavaScript. It's relatively similar to C#, which I have used before, but still, in some ways it is different. And I'm really proud of that, I have to say. I'm really, really proud, because as I said, first time I worked with JavaScript, and it was a lot of work. I had to learn everything from the top, and it was just a lot more work than I thought. This is the code that I wrote, about 600 or so lines. And that was the third project I wanted to tell you about, the third project in the 6th semester. So now I'm done with all my projects, and basically done with everything except writing my bachelor thesis, which I will do next semester, so in the 7th, which is unusual because you would normally write it in the 6th, but I had some problems with the computer system of the uni, which didn't give me the credit points I need. I didn't have enough credit points to even start writing it, but that wasn't my mistake. It was a mistake of the computer system, but I thought it was my mistake, so I thought I wouldn't be able to write my bachelor thesis this semester, and when I got the points, it was too late. So that's great, but doesn't really matter. One more semester, I will survive that, and it gives me some free time to do other stuff, which is the other important bit. I wanted to talk to you about what you can expect here. And the first thing is already very interesting in my opinion, because I want to make a game, or maybe a few games, maybe a few prototypes, maybe just one MVP or something. But I definitely want to work on a game in some capacity. So you can expect some devlogs of that. I am really unsure about how to really make a devlog, and I'm not that great of a coder, so I'm really insecure about this, but I will try to make one or multiple videos about how I create my first real game. And that's the one thing. And the other thing is some probably like video essay type content. I definitely want to do something that I have done in the past on YouTube, which is explore the lore of different universes and different games and stuff, which I have done some videos about on another channel, and I don't quite know how I'm going to do that yet. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure about the format in which I'm going to do it, but I think that's also going to be really interesting. So yeah, I hope you're excited for that, and I see you in the next video.